Welcome back to another episode of Parenting in Progress. I'm Korey.
I'm Jordynn.
And we're the Welches.
Welcome back to another episode. I hope you all had a great week. I feel like Korey always talks about the weather every week. So here's meteorologist Jordynn. It was stormy. We had a lot of rain where Korey's parents were at. They had lots and lots of rain, like 8 inches. So some fields look like ponds or lakes, small lakes, instead of cornfields. So I'm sure his dad's going to be real thrilled to pull all the logs and things out of the field before he gets to plant. But anywho, we are super thankful for the rain. We got a lot. No, I think this week is supposed to be nice. Like, it's supposed to be like 80-some this week, high 80s. If it was me, I'm more of like a 75, maybe a 5-mile-an-hour wind, sunshine, 75. That's my ideal temperature. Korey, if it was up to you, what's your ideal day?
You talking like temp or what?
Yeah, like weather.
I would say 75 to 80, 10-mile-an-hour breeze, partly cloudy, I think, like probably a quarter clouds. That way we have a little bit of shade, but yet the sun's there. I would say probably in March, not like in a June or a July, just because the sun's much more overbearing and it heats things up quite a bit, radiates more heat. So like an early 70, 75, couple clouds, 10-mile-an-hour breeze, fire going on the patio, bourbon glass on the table, chilling back, listening to the birds, hearing some lawnmowers go in the background, just relaxing. That's my day right there.
I would agree with you. I'm a little bit more okay with
The bourbon in the glass is right?
No, heck no, that stuff is nasty. I'm a little bit more okay with sun. I'm kind of like a cat. Like, I'm a cat napper. I feel like we've talked about it before. Actually, I'm not a cat napper. I don't really nap, but I do like to sit in the sunshine and feel the warmth on me. But no, I told Korey multiple times the last week or so, like this summer, I want to have more fire pits outside. I want to have more barbecues, not necessarily having like people over all the time. Like, yeah, I want to have people over, but just when you get to be outside and cook outside and eat outside, Karlee's running around in the yard, like it just fills my heart up a little bit. Like, oh, we're outside, we're enjoying just being together and being outside.
I feel like we said this last year and it never really took off. I think it has more of a possibility this year just because she's older, but until she gets old enough to run around in the yard and play kind of by herself more or less to a certain point, it's going to be difficult because she likes being around a fire and just being close by all the time, which stay away from the grill. She loves pushing the buttons on the grill. That ticks Dad off. But just, I think, I don't know how it'll go this year, but I think for sure next year it's a definite possibility.
This is just why we need to get a playset or something in the backyard. Korey is so against it. He doesn't want to ruin his precious grass, which is not too whippy right now. Sorry.
Excuse me. It's greener in a gourd now that it rained. This is like the best time of the year for the grass. I can see you saying that in like, I don't know, middle of July, beginning of August, somewhere in there when it's starting to really suffer, but it's freaking fresh right now.
Okay, but it's not summer yet. So we need to have some sort of playground. Karlee's definitely too young for a trampoline, but I get it messes up your yard. You have to mow around it. I get it, but like she's only this little so long. And I would love to be the mom that like I'm standing at the sink washing dishes. Now I don't really want to be washing dishes, but I can look out in the backyard and I can see my kids playing on the play set together. They're old enough that they can be in the backyard by themselves. and they're just burning some energy and not wreaking havoc inside. That's all I'm asking for.
And we also have a playground right across the street, small parking lot. There's a playground already with rubber mulch and everything there. So we'll keep debating this, I'm sure. We'll see who wins. Probably gonna be me. Jordan's pointing at herself right now, but I bet it's gonna be me.
When you have to stay home with your daughter, that you can't just send over across the yard where you can't lie. There's been multiple creepers that have walked by or drove by. You know this. You're laughing because you know it's true.
But if I'm out there by the grill chilling with my bourbon, I can see over there. I can see over there. When I'm on the patio, I can look right over there. Just glimpse right over the fence. Or better yet, if I'm sitting on the deck, it's even higher yet, so I can look everywhere.
Yeah, and you know how clingy she is, and she will be like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And then she'll fall off something and bonk her head, and it'll take you however long to get around there because you can't go through that gate. You got to go around. Or some creeper drives by, steals her, and goes, and you aren't even at the front door yet.
Well, when I got eagle eyesight, I'll read the license plate. We'll find him, and we'll get it. And number two, if she falls off or bonks her head, like that's part of life. Like we got to toughen her up a little bit. I mean, you're not very good at toughening her up. I'll toughen her up once in a while. Like this morning, bonked her head on the cardboard box pretty decent. I'm sure it hurt. She was all right. I just said, hey, you want me to rub it for you? Yep. I just rubbed a little spot on her head, and I was like, all better? All better. So just need to toughen her up. So what has been new with Karlee this past couple weeks? Because we kind of had a short episode last week too. Karlee is not liking to eat. As my dad would say, she's off feed for some reason. She just does not like anything that we give her. She just wants to eat snacks. She wants to eat candy. She wants cranberries. She wants a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's been a struggle. Even yesterday, we went to Texas Roadhouse, of all things, had chicken and fries, her number one dish pretty much. And she ate some of the fries, and we had to force her to eat bites of chicken. So that's probably been our biggest struggle here so far, is just trying to get through whatever this is. She kind of had a little bit of sickness / allergies there. Jordan thinks it was allergies. I don't, because I wasn't feeling the best those same days that she wasn't. And I know one of her daycare friends on Easter, he had a snotty nose just like she was having. So I think it was just a little minor bug going through. We've had huge weather swings, huge temperature swings here. Jordan was talking about the storms and all the rain. I mean, that is not good on anything, animals or humans. So I think just some of the stuff correlated to that. It's also the windy time of the year. There's dust, there's pollen coming in. I'm not necessarily saying it's allergies, but it definitely messes with you for sure.
Yeah, and even when Karlee hasn't wanted to eat a ton, there's always been some safe foods that she has liked. Cranberries, even it's more of a snacky food, but cranberries, macaroni and cheese are always any type of noodle. I already said macaroni and cheese, but spaghetti, lasagna, Alfredo, anything with a noodle she likes. But this last little bit, like this morning, she didn't eat much for breakfast. She didn't want anything for lunch. She's turned down macaroni and cheese about 4 different times. And yeah, she didn't eat very well for lunch yesterday. She had a lot of snacks yesterday, and we probably should have cut back on some of the snacks because then she didn't want to eat supper. So I think we had to force her to eat, not force, but, have her eat bites of whatever I made her before she could go and have the chips that her dad was having. Oh, chips. She loves chips. But I don't know if this is just a phase. I'm sure it is. But then one other time this week, we had a chicken dish, and she normally likes chicken, or she'll at least try it. This time she touched it. She wouldn't even take a bite. And she said she didn't want it. But I'm like, you didn't even try it. So Korey and I kind of had to get a little stubborn with her, and we won the battle. Barely. There was one chunk of chicken that we wanted her to have, and I think she wanted grapes or something. And I said, if you want grapes, you need to eat this chicken. And she wasn't about it, and we waited there for a while, and then she finally took one little bite, and I think we gave her one little bite of grape. And then she ate another bite of chicken. We gave her another little bite of grape. But it seems like now she's a little bit old enough to understand, like, you at least need to try it. So just trying to find that balance of making sure she's eating and then, like, making sure that she's trying new foods and not just saying, oh, I'm done. I just want to eat fruit, and then I want to get down, and then I want to have snacks here in about 30 minutes. So that's been kind of the battle we've been facing lately.
She actually ate for me pretty good today. Girls got back from church. Karlee she didn't eat a whole lot for breakfast. She had a couple bites of my breakfast burrito. There was a local place in town that had a food truck at a local event, and Jordynn went and got us breakfast, which was a nice change. And she didn't want any bites of Jordan's. She took a couple bites of my burrito, and that was kind of about it. She wanted cranberries. She just was she wasn't really snacking either, because we were to the point where, like, we're not going to give you snacks because they're not going to ruin lunch. So she kept saying no. Karlee, what do you want to eat? Finally, I just asked Karlee, I was like, Karlee, what do you want to eat? Do you want mac and cheese? No. She loves mac and cheese. Do you want noodles? No. She loves noodles. Like, anything that she loves. Karlee, do you want pizza? No. Anything you'd say, it was no. So finally, I'm like, okay, fine. If she's not hungry, I wasn't the hungriest either. I had a burrito, breakfast burrito. And so I wasn't the hungriest either, but I'm like, Jordynn was heating up her lunch, and I'm like, I'm just going to go heat up my lunch. And so I had some leftover pizza from a couple nights ago, and I put it in the microwave, heated it up, went over, sat on the couch, and she saw it, and she's like, I want some that. I'm like, okay. And so I cut her off a little piece. We blew on it because it was hot, fresh out of the microwave. She ate probably a whole slice for the most part, minus the crust. She ate a whole slice and I'm going to say a quarter of another slice, which these weren't like super skinny little itty bitty slices. They were decent slices of pizza. That's probably the most she's ate in the last 4 or 5 days, just at one sitting.
And honestly, I didn't think she would eat it. It was honey sriracha chicken. She kept eating it.
I was afraid it was going to get hot on her, so I had her bring her water over here, and it never did get hot. I think there was enough cream cheese on it that it cooled all of it off. But yeah, she ate pretty darn good. And maybe it's just to a point where, I mean, the other night, I guess I probably messed it up because she was eating her SpaghettiOs, her fake SpaghettiOs that we bought. And I wasn't hungry, so I was like, I'll just get some nachos. So I got a cup of cheese, got a bag of chips out, and she's like, I want that. And she ate an okay amount of chips and cheese, but once again, it's like a snack. It's not an actual meal. But yeah, it's been a little odd. I think we'll get through it here though.
Yeah, I know. We'll get through it, but when she's always been a decent eater, or at least had safe foods that we could go to, and now she doesn't even want those. It's just odd. So I've been trying to see if she would eat, a cheese stick or some peanut butter or yogurt and peanut butter, or something that has a little bit of substance to it, And, growing up, I remember at home and at daycare, not very often, but sometimes if I just would flat out refuse to eat something, that's what I had for snack, or at least had to eat part of it. And I understand that everyone has foods that they don't like. We had tater tot casserole this week, and she really, truly didn't like it, I don't think. And I was okay with it. She tried it. She picked out some green beans from it. She ate some cheese from it, but I don't think she liked the meal. And that's okay. But at least she tried.
Yeah, and about that, I kind of figured out she didn't like it because we were trying to coax her into eating some of it, because I can't remember what exactly she wanted. Some sort of fruit, I think. She was ready for fruit, and she hadn't ate any of it. And so I was like, Karlee, take a bite of the tater tot casserole and you get some fruit. She's like, nope. I was like, okay, take a slice of carrot, because she had cooked carrots there too. And she doesn't really like cooked carrots that well. It's not like a green bean or a raspberry, like something that she just loves and eats very well. but she eats them. She just doesn't eat them well. And she would take every carrot bite instead of the tater tot casserole. So at that point, I'm like, she does not like tater tot casserole. She would not be this heavy into the carrots. And bless her heart, she got through it, and we gave her fruit, and away she goes. So I don't know if it's a pickiness, if she's just not hungry. I don't know what has gotten her into this funk. It's been interesting. It's kind of been a shocker to us, I guess, here recently. She's also continuing to develop an attitude. She got a really big attitude. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. It's good and bad. But she's got a lot of attitude with a lot of stuff. And it's kind of comical, actually.
Yeah, so that's just what we've been dealing with the last couple weeks, trying to battle through. I mean, she's also not a super big girl. You know, she's little. And so I know, I mean, everybody needs to eat, but she could use to eat more than what she is eating. So just trying to give her new foods, have her try new foods. That's been difficult too, because she'll look at it and not want it or not want to try it. Sometimes she will lick it. I'm like, okay, that's a start. I think we'll get past it. It's just one of those things. And also, I forgot to mention earlier, is that this is kind of a control thing. She's definitely developing more independence, and she wants more control. And what she eats and how much she eats is something that she can control. So I don't know if that's part of it. It's like, I don't have to eat this. You're not going to like shove it down my throat and make me eat it. So I might not do it. I don't know if it's really that, but I know that she's wanting more independence and wanting more control, and that is something that she does have control over. So
this weekend and next weekend, we got a couple grandmas that got some birthdays. So going to birthday parties there. Hopefully she starts eating a little bit better so she can get the good treats afterwards. And we know kids just, as Dad would say, go off feed. They'll just not eat for a week or two. They'll eat slim pickings, and then the next week or two, they just bulk up and they just get hungry and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. I did that. I feel like it was more like once you got into elementary school, kind of through junior high time frame, you kind of did that. But anyway, that's all we've got for you guys today. Thanks for listening. Hopefully the weather's nice wherever you are, and hopefully you get your dose of rain. We've definitely gotten ours. It could hold off for a week and a half to 2 weeks now. But once again, thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to Parenting in Progress. If you like what you heard and you're listening to us on YouTube, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. If you're listening to us on other platforms, go ahead, give us a follow and a rating. We truly appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.